Hi everyone, I'm Jenna with Brown Dog Craft Company. Today's Wednesday, June 4th, 2025, and we're here for the May subscription class, and it features the Florals in Bloom suite. So going forward, starting in June, this class is going to be called Milo's Card Club. Nothing else is changing, just the name. The kids helped me pick it out, and we really like it. I hope you do too. So if you're joining live, say hello in the chat. Otherwise, if you're watching on replays, leave a comment. And I always try to reply to all the comments. So today's card kit, I have one left, and it's what I'm going to show you here. We're going to go through what's in the card kit, and that's the card kit that I have available. The card kits are $45, and they include everything except the stamps and the dies that you need to make the cards for tonight. So how I do class is every class will feature a bundle or a stamp set and a die set, and you'll want that bundle in order to make the cards exactly how I make them. So if anything is stamped or die cut from that bundle, that will be part of your homework or part of class that we go through live. So every class gets a printed booklet that includes a supply list and homework for each card and measurements. And including photos. So you can see the cards that we're going to make them ahead of time, make them after, make them during, whatever works for you. So today I just did my homework, so I think I'm ready to go with the homework. I didn't follow my guide when I did the homework, but I looked at the cards, so hopefully I did them correctly. Okay. Okay, let's look at the catalog first. Where is my catalog? I don't know. I was going to show you the suite in the catalog. It's a mega suite. I don't know where my catalog went. I just had it earlier today because I was showing you all. Is it over here? I can't find the catalog. We'll just have to go without it. I can't find it. Hi Nancy Sue, welcome. I can't find the catalog. This is a mega suite in the catalog. It has 2 stamp and die bundles. It has, here's the stamp and die bundles. Okay. It has pearls, which I didn't pull out my pearls either. This is what your card kit comes in. So this is the little guide that comes in it, and then you get all of your things. So the pearls we're using are the 2025 to 2027 in color flat pearls. This is what comes in the suite. The ribbon we're using is this ribbon. It is the mesh ribbon, gold striped mesh ribbon. It's really pretty. I think this is an online exclusive. I can't remember what it goes with. It doesn't go with this suite, but it goes really well with the cards. And you get a 1/4 pack of DSP. That's the, I think it's Pretty in Florals DSP that we use for this class. And you'll get all of your pieces for die cutting in there. Those are all your pieces of cardstock. These are your card kits here, your card bases, and various parts to card bases, and then your envelopes. So that's what you get in the card kit. I have one left, so this one can have someone's name on it. I do need to pull my embellishments. I can't find them. And my DSP. Oh, I have my DSP here, but I don't have my embellishments. Okay. We're making 4 cards tonight. And, oh, my catalog is right here. It's hidden under my card bases. Okay. Here's the catalog. All right, let's find this suite. Here it is. So it starts on page 40, and it's really pretty. All the in colors are used in this suite. Layering stamps, layering dies, really pretty. I did pull in the mini corrugated 3D embossing folder. You don't need that for this class. I did the 3D embossing for you, but it didn't have an embossing folder, so I did pull that in. As I get to Totally Cute, we're going to do a class Totally Cute in June. I think it is June. And no, July. Sorry, July will be Totally Cute. And I think also Notes and Totes. I think. So, Sandy Coy, I sent an email earlier for both June classes. Perfect. Yes. As soon as I did the showcase earlier today, we ran and did sports, and I haven't been back since. So I'm just getting my quick fed everyone, and here I am back here again today for class. So if you send me an email today after the showcase, I will reply to you either tonight or tomorrow. So if you are signing up for classes, just know your email is received, and I will reply shortly. Okay, so I have my card kits prepped here. I pulled them out and I put the homework with them. So I'm just going to kind of put them in a pile here, and we'll go through them one by one. Okay. So these are the cards we're making. And I did do the insides, but I think for class tonight I will just do the outsides, and I'll show you what the insides look like. Oops, this is top folding, but I'll just show you what the insides look like, and you can decorate them however you'd like, but isn't that pretty? Okay. Whoops. And there's the inside of that one. I didn't even glue that one down. Okay. All right, so let's do the cards in order here. Okay, so card 1, well, let's look at your supply list. Okay, so your inks that you need from your supply list are going to be Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger, Cloud Cover, Petunia Pop, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, and Secret Sea. So the new in colors are we missing an in color? Oh, I didn't type in Darling Duckling. All right, you also need Darling Duckling. Let me go find it. It's right here. Darling Duckling. Okay. And then your embossing ink. So whatever you use, I have Versamark. Okay. Let's see. We used the mini corrugated 3D embossing folder. It's one of my favorites. I really like it. It gives your paper a ton of texture, and it's really cute, very versatile. So you don't need this for class. I already embossed them for you. And then I used mixed labels and nested essentials dies for the sentiments, and those are already die cut for you since they're not from the main suite focus here. So let's go to card 1. Okay, card 1 is the Strawberry Slush. So let's see if I did all my homework. Die cut bloom background from white and bloom word layer from Strawberry Slush. Oh, and I was supposed to adhere them for my homework. I didn't do that. So we'll adhere them. So that's these pieces. I have to poke that out with my take your pick tool. There we go. So here's the background, and here's the little word, the little detail layer. Okay, so I did that. Stamp the sentiment on Strawberry Slush strip and heat emboss with white powder. I did that. So it'll say bloom where you're planted. Stamp 3 flower stems on white using Granny Apple Green, Garden Green, and die cut those out. I did that. So I have my 3 stems here. And poke that one out. Okay, and everything else is cut for you, and we can cut our DSP. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull out the DSP we need for this card. I'll put the card here so you can see it, and we'll do our stamping too. So for your stamping, usually you'll just see 2 sheets of white in your kit here. So I usually give you a full sheet of white cut in half for your stamping. So you can just pull that out. You probably already die cut your bloom from that. But we can cut our DSP and do our stamping. So let's do our DSP first. So this one features 2 different patterns of DSP. So let's pull those out. Oh, these are my insides. Okay, we need this pattern here. And then we need the pink pattern that has little, like, crosses on it, and that's the back of one of these. Here it is. Okay. So this card gets these 2 patterns. Okay, this one's on the bottom and this one's on the top. And then this cloud cover we're going to stamp on. So I am going to use my cloud cover ink, my ink pad. I do have a few. I have a few unopened ones that I bought. You have to be a demonstrator to buy these. So I have a few extra. If you want them, please reach out to me. I just sell them for whatever Stampin' Up sells them for. And then my tax, which is only 5.5%, and then I'll just ship them to you for free with your next card kit. So, okay. But I am going to use my cloud cover ink pad. I don't have an issue with mine right now. So I think the issue is that the color may change over time due to the makeup of the pad. So I'm willing to take that risk, but just putting it out there in case you aren't willing to take that risk. So, okay, let's cut our DSP. Okay, so let's see. Our DSP is going to be 3 1/4 by 1 5/8, and then that same pattern 4 by 1 for the inside. So that would be this pink pattern, and it's non-directional. I love cutting non-directional paper because you don't have to worry about which way you're cutting it. So we just need it to be 3 1/4 by 1 5/8. So 3 1/4 by 1 5/8 here. So this is the piece we need, this little piece right here. I'm going to put that on my card kit. And then we need another one that is 4 by 1 for the inside. So I'm going to cut this to 1. And then I'll cut it by 4. Okay. So this will be for your inside. I'm going to set mine aside. I'll show you what it looks like, but I'm going to set mine aside. So this is all extra. We can put that back in our pile. Now this one is directional. So we need 3 pieces that are each 1 inch wide by 2 3/4 tall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it. I'm going to put the top of my paper, I'm going to turn it towards the left. So this is the top of my paper. And I need it to be 2 3/4 tall. So I'm going to cut this at 2 3/4. And then I'm going to decide which part of the pattern do I like the best. We need 3 1 inch strips. So I really like this color and this color. I think I like more the purple. So I'm going to kind of cut mine like this. Okay, and now I'm going to start cutting these at 1 inch strips, and I'm going to keep them in order. So I'm going to do, here's 1 and 1 and 1. Okay, so those are my 3 1 inch strips. So this is all extra. Okay. All right, then we can do our stamping. I'll get the card back in focus there. Now at the bottom of this guide, I wrote out what we're stamping the flowers in, like what ink colors, and if it's 1st generation or 2nd generation. So all 2nd generation means is that you ink up your ink, you ink up your stamp off on a piece of scratch paper, and then stamp onto your white. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll go flower by flower. Okay, so let's start. Let's see. 1st and 2nd generation Darling Duckling. That's these little flowers here. See those? So the detail is in 1st generation, and the flower fill is in 2nd generation. So let's pull out our Darling Duckling. And I like to stamp the 1st generation, or I like to stamp the detail layer first, and then I like to stamp the inside, like the filler. And I'm just trying to figure out which flowers these go with, because some of them go with our other card here, and they're hard to tell apart. This goes with that one. So that means we need this one. Yes, that's correct. Okay, so I'm going to do my detail layer for the flowers in First Generation Darling Duckling. And I'll stamp those here in the corner. Okay, so now that I have the detail layer, it's easier for me to stamp that way first and then line up the full coverage layer second. So I'm going to ink up. This is going to be Second Generation, so I'm going to stamp off onto my scratch paper and then get my head in the way. And I'm going to line this up as best I can and stamp. Okay. And there we have the two-tone flower. See that on there? Really pretty. Okay, so that's that one. Okay, now next we need Pretty in Pink and Strawberry Slush. Oh, I didn't pull out Pretty in Pink. I may not have listed that one either. So Pretty in Pink is a lighter color and Strawberry Slush is a darker color. So the detail layer is going to be Strawberry Slush, and that's this flower. This tall, I don't know what these flowers are. Maybe someone who knows flowers can tell me. It's whatever these ones are, but we're going to stamp them in pink. So I'm going to take the detail layer and stamp that in Strawberry Slush. Okay. And then I'm going to take the filler layer, and that's going to be Pretty in Pink. And I'm not being too picky. There's that one. And that one pretty. Okay, and then the third one is Second Generation Pretty in Pink and Petunia. Petunia. And that's this flower. I think this one's a cone flower. I think I know that much. So this will be Second Generation Pretty in Pink, and I am going to stamp that one first. So we're going to ink up with Pretty in Pink and stamp off and stamp. Okay, and then I know that's hard to see, but it is there. And then we'll do, oh, I think Milo wants to come in. Hold on. Milo. Good boy. Everyone say hi to Milo. He's here. Hi, Milo. Hi, buddy. Good boy. Good boy. Come sit down. It's not time for snacks yet. Milo's here. Good boy. Sit down. You can have snacks when it's all done. All right. And then this little... The inside of the flower is Petunia Pot. And maybe I should have stamped this the other way. Oh, I did pretty good. Okay. All right, so that's all of the die cut, or all of the stamping. Our 3 flowers, and then what you did for your homework. Okay, so we can die cut these out. I pulled my dies out already. I'm going to use my scissors and trim this out. And let's get those dies. It's this one, and this one, and this one. So this will die cut these flowers separately. So you'll get 3 little flowers here. And they're pretty easy to line up. You can use some tape if you need to. All right. Aren't they cute? They're so cute. All right, and now we can work on assembly. Where you going, bud? Okay, so now we can work on assembly. So here's all of our DSP that we're using. Oh, let's stamp on our background actually. Okay, so you can see, here's the stamp that I used. It's like this little, I don't even know what they are. They kind of look like raindrops. It kind of looks like a tree trunk. They're like little dots, kind of elongated oblong dots. And what I did is, on this card I didn't have my cloud cover ink pad, so I colored this stamp with the Stampin' Right marker in cloud cover, and then I stamped it on here. So we're just going to stamp a random pattern onto this piece here, and I'm going to use cloud cover. Now I will say, if you don't have cloud cover or you don't want to get it, you could use any light blue. Cloud cover, I think it's technically a gray, but I mean, just barely. It's more, to me, it's definitely blue. Some people would probably disagree and say it's gray, but it's a grayish blue. It really is like a cloudy day. It's really pretty. So I hope it doesn't change colors on me. Okay, I didn't worry about the inside because we're going to cover that part up. I just worried about the outside here. Now, this is going to go on our card front as a mat, and this is going to go on here. But first, on here, we're going to put our DSP down. So let's glue everything together. Let's do our DSP on here. So our DSP will go like this, and this, and this, and this, okay? And I'm not going to worry about the seam because we're going to cover it up with this piece. Okay, so let me get my glue. And we'll glue our DSP down. This is a pretty DSP too right here. I think we use that on another card. Yeah, we do. So there'll be about 1/8 of an inch border. And I'm going to put my center one down first to try to make sure I get these centered. I think that looks pretty centered. Oops, it did. Okay, now this one, and then our pattern will match all the way across. So I'm doing about 1/8 of an inch separation between the two. Hi! You made it. You're here. We're on the first card. We just did some stamping, and that's mostly it. Okay, so I think we can put our cloud cover piece onto our card base. Okay. So I'm just going to glue this right on. So this is a strawberry slush card base. Okay. And then this is going to go right here. Oh, I didn't put that on perfectly straight. It moved after I put it on. That's all right, I'll go with it. Only I will notice, right? So this will go right in the center. Okay. All right, now this piece here is going to go right here. But before we put this down, I want to tuck our flowers in. So we're going to be tucking our stems in like this and hiding that seam and the base of the stems with these flowers, or with the 3D embossed piece. So let's do that first, and then we'll add that piece. Let me get my reverse tweezers. This was part of your homework that I did not do, but it was to glue these together. You can use adhesive backed sheets and put them on your cardstock. and then die cut it out, which I did on my sample card when I made these cards, but it didn't work very well, I'll tell you. It kind of warped the word. I think it's just really delicate. So when I tried to kind of pull it off, it just kind of warped the word and made it harder to deal with, I think, than just doing this. So pick your battle. Do you want to deal with the fussiness of putting this glue on, or do you want to deal with reshaping the word after you get it off with the adhesive sheet? So this seems to work fine. Okay, so isn't that cute? Okay. All right, let's put our flowers down. Now, our flowers are going to get popped up, of course. We need dimensions since we didn't pop anything up there, and I can't find my dimensionals. Here they are. Okay, so each one of these. What can I tell you about what's going on here? Let's see, we are super busy with sports, of course. It's full swing for sports here. Life is nuts. All three littles have sports like crazy, and they're all over, and usually in the same night. So it's it can be hard to get them to multiple sports in one night. So sometimes we have to skip something for one kid and then skip something for the next kid the next night, because it's really hard to get everybody everywhere all the time. All right, that's cute. I like that. So, and then it's rush home and eat and take showers, and today is actually the first day of summer. I was gonna say we've had to rush home and take showers and eat and go to bed, but we're on less of a time crunch, I guess you could say. So the kids don't have school, so their bedtime can be flexible, which is nice. You know, before I was so concerned about getting to bed at a certain time, and now it's just kind of like, well, you know, whenever you get to bed is when you get to bed. So I can't be the only one who's just kind of like, well, you know, whatever, because what else do you do, right? Okay, so then we'll add these flowers. This one's gonna go over here, and this big one's gonna go on the left. And then this one is the largest flower, so I'm going to put it at, oops, that's moving. I'm going to put it at the top here. And then this is the medium flower, and I feel like it's best suited right there based on how the stem is. And then this is the little baby flower. And that one will go right here. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. Okay, now we can put this piece down. Make sure you put this piece down with liquid glue because it is so textured. Okay, so that will cover up, it's going to serve dual purpose. It's going to cover up the seam between our DSP, and it is also going to hide the stems of the flowers. Okay, we will add our bloom here also. Liquid glue is definitely your friend in this class. Put that on there. Okay. Bloom. Right here. And you might need to put something heavy here. I'm gonna get a magnet. Stay. And then ahead of time, we did white embossed. We stamped and white embossed this sentiment, "Where You're Planted." It's from the second stamp set. So the die that had the bloom, "Bloom Where You're Planted." So, and we heat embossed that with white, and all we're gonna do is block that off. And when I block it off, you're either gonna use your paper trimmer or your scissors and just make it a rectangle. Okay, that's it. And then that will get popped up. Let me see if I have any strips left. So these are my foam strips. I'll do 2 of them here. These are the adhesive sheets I was talking about. They come like this in a big pack like this, and you just one side is you peel the backer paper off one side and stick it right onto your cardstock, and then you can die cut and it turns your die cuts into stickers. But it didn't work that great for this bloom. So feel free to try on your own. Okay, bloom where you're planted. And I'm going to kind of hide the bottom of the bloom so it looks like the word bloom is sitting right on there. Okay. All right, isn't that cute? And then you can decorate your inside. You'll have a white inside. Okay, really pretty. I love the detail that these stamps have on these flowers. They're just so pretty. Okay, so that's card 1. I don't have any embellishments on here because I don't have my embellishments by me, but you can embellish. So pretty much every in color is on this card with this DSP. So you can use whatever embellishments you like, and you have an entire pack. So I would use an odd number, or however many you like. However many you like. Okay. All right, let's look at our guide at what we have for card 2. Okay, card 2. Okay, your card 2 may look different than the original card 2. So this is card 2, and this is a bubble bath card base with a fresh freesia mat. However, I completely ran out of bubble bath, and I thought I had another pack, and I did not. So you either have all but 2 card kits have the bubble bath. So most of you have bubble bath with fresh freesia, but some of you may have pretty pink with fresh freesia, and that includes me. So I still thought it looked pretty. This is the version 1, I guess you could say, that has bubble bath and fresh freesia. And version 2 has pretty in pink with fresh freesia. And let me get that card out. Oops. So here it is, and then let's look at our homework. So die cut 1 stem from Granny Apple Green and 1 stem from Garden Green. So that's these 2. Okay. Die cut 3 flower bases from Fresh Freesia and 3 from Summer Splash. So that's these. Here's my 3 from Summer Splash. And that gets the Garden Green one. And then the Granny Apple Green one gets the Fresh Freesia flower bases here. And then cut 3 flower detail pieces from Petunia Pop. That's these 3, and they go with the purple. And then 3 from Secret Sea, and that goes with the Summer Splash. So there's those 3. Okay. This is your white sentiment. I can't pick it up. This is your white sentiment strip. This is from what did I say it was from? Is that from Stylish Shapes? And then here's your mat for the front. So it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, so we can stamp our sentiment on here. And I chose You Make Me Smile. And that is from the Sweet Blooms here. You make me smile. The other the floral set doesn't have any sentiments. So we have to pull our sentiments from this set. Now, if you don't have this flower set, there have been many, can I emphasize many, flower sets in the past that you can pull from to make these cards. So don't feel like you have to have this set. You can make the cards with the kit or just by watching, using things you already have. Okay. All right, so this is going to be in Secret C, which I don't know. What's your favorite in color? Tell me what your favorite in color is. So when I stamp my sentiments, I like to just barely tap and stamp again so that I don't smush out the word. There is a technical word for that when that happens, and maybe it's bloom, so you don't bloom the letters. There's a technical word for smush out, but I'm not very technical, so I don't. Just smush out. You don't want to smush out your letters. So stamp gently and repeatedly, I guess. Okay, so there's that. You make me smile. Okay. And this one, we're going to glue our flowers together. They're not hard to put together. They come together really quickly. So these are the pieces that we're going to use the blue tealish flowers on. Oops. And then these are the pieces for our purple flower, or our purple flowers. Does anyone know what kind of flowers these are? I have no idea. I have zero clue. Zero. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue at the base of the flowers, and then I'm just going to pick up the detail pieces and stick them on. Now I think they do have a correct flower. So like this one has a really curved bottom, so I think it goes with this one. That seems to make the most sense to me. So I'll do that one. Now this one has a really wide bottom, and this is the widest flower. So I think that one probably goes here. Same with this one. And then that would leave this one. I don't know if that's correct, but that's how I'm doing it. Feel free to use your own creative whatever. Creative liberation. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right word, but creative liberty? Is that what I'm looking for? Okay, and then these are going to glue right onto here. And again, I think these have specific ones. I think this large one is the center one. Let me try that. So I think like this large one goes here. It's like building a garden. And then I believe the flat one goes there. Oh no. Yeah, that's gotta be that one. So the more flatter one goes on the right. It's this one. That's this one here. And you can put them on in any order. Whichever order you put them on will be what order the flower is in the front, or you can always flip them too when you have them put together. And then I'm so full of glue, it's sticking to me all over. And then this one. Okay. Right here. that feels correct to me. So, okay. So you can like flip them and put like this one behind. I think I'll go like that on this one, and I'll leave this one like this. Okay. Aren't they just the cutest little flowers? They're so adorable. So stinking cute. Okay, so I'm going to take them like this and flip them over and put some dimensionals on them. Just the way they are. So I'm going to put a dimensional right here across the 3 of them. It holds all 3 of them together. And then this one I'll make sure I span both of those. And that will help hold them all together. I need some minis. Okay, get these on here. Right there. Okay. Oh, we should cut our DSP, shouldn't we? Forgot about that. Let's find the DSP we need for this card. It has purples and greens. Here it is. This is the DSP we need, and it is super simple. It is 4 by 5 1/4. So I always list my measurements width by height. So we want it to be 4 inches wide. So this is my paper in the correct orientation. And I really like this Secret Sea color flowers. So I'm going to put this side of the panel on my card front. If you like this side better, you could put this panel on your card front, so you'd measure 4 this way if you want more of this flower, or if you want more of this flower, you would measure 4 upside down. Okay, because that gives you more of this panel here. And 4 by 5 3/8. No, 4 by 5 1/4. Sorry. So that's all. I think I like those purple flowers, so I'm going to cut those and keep those on the card. So here's your extra, and here's your panel. And now we're ready to put our panel together. So, oops. All right. I'm going to peel all these off. Yeah, so today's the first day of summer, and it was really nice here today. Yesterday was really cold. I think the high was like 62, which is really cold for here right now. We're used to like 80 right now. So, but the kids are excited to be off of school, and they're going to miss their friends. They definitely are. They have a picnic at school on the last day. So we got to go to the picnic, and they requested we bring pizza. So we brought pizza, and they had a picnic, but it was rainy and 60. So, or it wasn't even 60 by the time we had lunch. So we had to have the picnic in the cafeteria with all the parents. So it was pretty crammed, and there wasn't a lot of space for anyone, but we made it happen. So normally we get to have a picnic outside, and they get to go play on the playground and run around with all their friends. And at their school, they all tie-dye shirts, and their shirts are tie-dyed based on their grade. So each grade is a different color. So one of my kids had red, like they go in the color of the rainbow. So kindergartner's red, first grade is orange, second grade is yellow, red, orange, yellow, green is third grade, blue is 4th grade, and then purple is 5th grade. So, okay, these are going to go here. This sentiment is going to cover this about right here, and we just want these kind of peeking out from behind the sentiment. So right there, and then slightly overlapping right here, and then we can put this down. So yeah, so they all had tie-dye shirts, which is really cute. And they still had fun. It just didn't feel like the last day of school. It felt like it was a rainy spring day instead of the last day of school. So just different than what we're used to, I guess. So then today they were like, oh, it's Saturday today. I was like, no, it's not Saturday. You guys sound like you're retired. I remember my mom always used to be like, oh, every day is a Saturday to me. I don't know what day it is. Yeah. Okay, now we need a little bow. So we will pull out our gold ribbon, gold mesh ribbon. Okay, and if you want a little bow, I would do this configuration with one space empty on your bow maker. And if you want a bigger bow, you can make it bigger. But I like little bows. And we'll tie this. I do sell the custom bow makers. They are on my website if you'd like one. Okay, cut that and cut that. Okay. Here's our cute little bow. Isn't it adorable? I love this ribbon. It makes really good bows. Really cute bows. And then we need our glue dots. And we will push this into a glue dot and add it right here. Okay. Trim that tail. Am I doing that the right way? This way. I think I'm doing my tails the wrong way. I don't know. That's fine. Okay, and then embellishments. So on the original card, I did a big, some littles, and then a big and a little down here. So, okay. And that's how I stamped the inside of that one. Bloom where you're planted. That was Summer Splash, and that was Secret Sea. But you can stamp whatever you'd like. Okay, so that's card 2. Easy, right? Pretty, easy, fun to die cut. I thought these were fun to die cut. They were easy to die cut. I thought they were fun. All right, that's card 2. Let's look at card 3. Oh, we gotta turn the page. Okay, card 3 is this Petunia Pop one. And our homework was die cut 1 leaf from Garden Green and 1 from Granny Apple Green. Oops, I die cut 2 from Granny Apple. Okay, so here's our leaves, our leaves. Okay, die cut one flower base from Summer Splash. That's this one here. 1 from Cloud Cover, and 1 from Fresh Phasia. So that's these here. And then die cut 1 flower detail from Shy Shamrock, 1 from Secret Sea, which is here, and 1 from Petunia Pop, that's here. And then stamp Lovely in Petunia Pop onto white and die cut it out. So that's what I have here. This Lovely is again from Sweet Blooms here. I stamped it in Petunia Pop and then die cut it with the die here. Okay. This little sentiment is from Mixed Labels, is it? Do I have that right? And we're going to stamp Hello on here in Petunia Pop. This is where I die cut from the last card. This is where I die cut my flowers from. This is the mat for this card, so you won't see it. You won't see that I die cut the middles out. So I was efficient with my cardstock. So this is a top folding landscape card. And we can get our DSP that we need. So our DSP for this card is, this one's for the next card. But our DSP for this card is this one here. Okay. And it's pretty easy. It is just a 5 1/4 by 4 inch panel. So that is 5 1/4 wide by 4 tall. So I'm going to cut 4 tall by 5 1/4 wide. these are your extras here, and here's our panel for our card. Okay, and since we did our homework, we are ready to assemble already. Okay, so pretty easy. We'll put our glue on here. My glue is at the very end, and I'm trying to get the most out of it. Get that here. And then make sure you glue this right side up so your card is opening in the right direction. My card opens there, okay. So that will be centered here. Okay. All right, now we can glue our flowers together. So these little pieces glue right onto the flowers. And what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of glue on my mat, or on my piece of paper like this. And then I'm just gonna kind of like dab this into it. And I'll show you what it looks like on the back. Okay, so there's some glue on random spots there. And then I'm gonna lay it where I think it goes. Which I think is right here. Okay. Okay, there's one. And then I'll do that with these two. I think I'm just gonna kind of try a, oops, that's too much. And you just know that whatever excess glue you get will dry clear when it's done. Okay, that will go here. Whoops, that's not quite centered. There we go. And then this one. I'm sure I'm not putting it on exactly right, but it looks just fine to me. Okay, all right, now don't put anything in that gluey mess. And then we can add our flowers. So they're gonna go in the bottom left corner, and we're gonna put dimensionals behind them, but we don't wanna put dimensionals behind the outside of the flowers because we're gonna like tuck them in between each other. So I'm gonna put like 2 dimensionals in the center on each one and leave the rest of it blank. Oh, and of course I'm out. I'm going to use the outside here. Okay. So the cloud cover flower is going to go in the center. So we will do, whoops, I think I will do this one over here, kind of curved to the left a little, because this one's going to go here. Okay. And then behind that one, I'm going to do this one. So I think just like that. And then we'll take and tuck our leaves in. So I'll have a leaf up here. Okay. And if anything sticks off the card, that's okay. You can either leave it or you can cut it off when you're ready to mail it. Okay, and then this one we'll tuck up over here. Okay. right, one thing we did not do was stamp our hello onto here. And it's this teeny little hello, and we will do that in Petunia Pop, right in the center. So I'm going to test how it stamps. Oh, that stamps really well. Hello. Cute. Okay, so that will get popped up. And we're going to add our lovely. It's going to say hello lovely. And we have to be strategic about how we put our lovely on. So part of our lovely will be on the flowers here. So this just needs liquid glue. But this part of our lovely, if we don't pop it up, if we don't pop up the L and the Y here, it'll be crooked. So we need to add some dimensionals behind the L and the Y. So I'm going to use my minis here, and I'll get one on the L, and in order to get some on the Y here, I'm going to cut the sides of this pretty little, and we'll get probably 2 on there. Okay, so these are really little strips of sides of dimensionals that I'm gonna get. I'm gonna do 1 there, and I'm gonna do 1 up here, and I think we better do 1 more a little bit further down on the Y. Okay, on the other side here. Right there. And the rest of this can just have glue. Come on now. Come off. Oh my goodness. There. Okay. And then the rest of this can have glue. My fingers are so gluey today. Okay. And this will go here. Okay, we need a little dimensional under there. Oh, did I not put one under there? No, I didn't. We need one. We need a little baby dimensional under that first L. Hold on, I gotta get the top off of it. Can't peel the top off. There we go. And then I'm gonna stick it under there. There. Okay. And then that needs some magnets. And then we're going to tie a bow. And this one I'm going to do a slightly larger bow. So I'm going to move, I now have 2 empty spaces. And we'll tie a bow. I'm at the end of my roll. Ribbon scissors. Okay. Cute little bow, slightly bigger bow. Glue dot here. And that will go right above our hello. So are we on card 3 already? We are on card 3. Okay, and however you like the inside. Now on this one I added embellishments. I added secrecy and cloud cover. There's a secrecy hiding up there. So I did 3 on this one, but you could do as many as you would like. And this is, it's top folding. I didn't even decorate the inside of that one. So, okay, card 3, pretty, pretty. Okay, we're already on to card 4, guys. Card 4. Okay, card 4 is our cloud cover background, or our cloud cover card base. And let's see our homework. It says die cut the lovely background from cloud cover and lovely word layer from Secret Sea and adhere. Well, I didn't do the adhere part. Should we do the adhere part while we're at it? Okay. Liquid glue, I guess. Again, this is one where you could have put it on the adhesive sheet, or put the adhesive sheet onto the cardstock. And then die cut it, giving yourself a little sticker, just like we did the bloom. Okay, putting that in the center. If your reverse tweezers get really sticky with glue, like mine do, all you have to do is take some little alcohol wipes. I'll show you what I use. They come in a big pack from Amazon, but they're alcohol prep pads, and my box is clearly well loved, but they're just these little alcohol things. You pull them out and they're super little, and they work really well for cleaning glue off your scissors or your reverse tweezers or your glass mat, really anything. Your fingers, they work really well. So that's what I use to clean everything up when I'm all done. Okay, what's next from our homework? Stamp 3 flower stems in Secret Sea on white and die cut those. I have that here. Here's 1. Here's 2. And then here's 3. So those are all done. Oh, and then I didn't do this. Stamp it's a day in Secret Sea on cloud cover and block it off using your scissors. So that's what this is for. But I didn't do that. So it's going to be it's a and day, and that will be it's a lovely day is what it will read. So let me it's a in Secret Sea. So I'm going to stamp it's a on one side, and then I'll do day on the other side. Okay. And then all we have to do is take our scissors or your paper trimmer and block these off. We have it's a day, and then these will get dimensionals. Okay, and then we can cut our DSP and stamp our flowers. Okay, so let's see, this is going to be our little mat for one of our DSPs and our floral focal pieces, and then this is our mat that is embossed already for you with that 3D mini embossing folder. I love it so much. I say we glue that down right away and get that down on here and starting to adhere. It does take a little bit to adhere because there's so much. Do you hear that? I love the sound of that. There's so much texture, it does take a little bit to adhere. So let's put that right in the center. Okay. All right, now let's cut our DSP. So we need 2 pieces of DSP. One is this one, and then one is the back, and it's the gray stripe. So it's the back of this purple one that we used. It's the gray stripe. Okay, so let's cut the DSP. This gray stripe is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So whichever way you want your stripes to go. If you want your stripes to go horizontal, you will cut it this way at 3 1/4. 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And that is going to fit perfectly matted on this little cloud cover piece. Okay, and then this piece is directional. So these need to be 3 pieces that are 3 inches wide by 1 inch tall. So we want it to be 3 inches wide. And then we're going to cut 3 pieces in a row that are 1 inch. So here we have 1, that's our top piece. Another 1, that's our second piece. And another 1 is our third piece. So we have this. So these are all in order. We're going to work on gluing these down. So let's glue this piece to our cloud cover mat, and then we're going to glue this next DSP down on top of here, but we're going to glue it down a little bit differently than you would expect. So do you see it's stripe, stripe, blank space, stripe. So we're going to leave a space here in the center for lovely. Okay, so I'm going to glue down my top piece and then my bottom piece. So this is the top piece, and it's getting about 1/8 of an inch margin. This is my bottom piece. Same margin. And then this piece will go right below here. And I left a little space in there. This is where our word lovely will go. I'm not going to glue it down yet because I want some of the flowers that we stamped to go underneath it. Okay, but let's do our stamping. So we'll set this aside for just a minute. I'm just going to put it on here. And let's do our stamping. So this time we're going to use the other trio of flowers. So this is the detailed piece and this is the like filler piece. And how we're going to stamp these, let's look at the guide. So first and second generation Summer Splash. So let's stamp them first in our Summer Splash. So first generation is the darker, so that will be the detail layer. So Summer Splash, detail, and then we will ink up and stamp off in second generation the filler. And I have something on my stamp. Hold on, I gotta clean it. It's like I have words or something on my stamp. I'm not sure. Try that again. Maybe not. Okay, so then they're pretty easy to line up. Okay. So there's one. Now we do have to clean these off because we're going to use them for our other colors. Okay. The next one is Timid Tiger, first and second generation, and then Cloud Cover. So we'll do Timid Tiger, first and second. So again, first generation will be the detail. And then second generation for the inside. So ink up, stamp off. Okay, and then we'll do Cloud Cover. Now, if you don't have Cloud Cover, you can use your Stampin' Write markers, or you could use Pool Party would be pretty, or you could use Secrecy. If you're going to use Secrecy, I would just use a different color for the stems there. You don't want your stems to match your flowers. All right, so here's Cloud Cover first generation. And then Cloud Cover second generation. Okay. I think that's really pretty color. Okay. All right, and then we have to die cut them out. Clean these off quick. I guess I have a whole slew of stamps to clean off. I won't do that now. Okay, so then we'll die cut all of these out. So I do have to die cut it 3 times. So there's our orange. So cute. And our teal next. Good boy, Milo. If you weren't on earlier today, I did the June showcase. Oops, those moved a little. I did the June showcase and showed cards for June classes, and talked a little bit about new merchandise, new custom brown dog merchandise that's out there. And you can find it all on the website, browndogcraftcompany.com. You can find everything there. Even the bow makers you can find there for sale. So the bow makers are handmade. Okay, all right, those are all done. Let's glue this down. Let's pop this up. I'm going to use these. One more. You should probably use like a adhesive sheet for this, the adhesive foam sheets, and cut it down. Okay, so this will go right in the center. Okay. And then we're going to glue these down. So these will go with our glue. We're going to do one up here. I think I need my tweezers. So we'll do one up at the top, one slightly lower down on the right. So one up here. One slightly lower over here. I need another. Okay. And then one down at the very bottom on the left. Right here. Okay. All right, now before we add the flowers, they all need dimensionals. I'm sorry, but they do. They look so much better popped up. So while we let these sit, I will put little dimensionals on everything. So there's one. Two. 2, 3. I'm just going to do minis on everybody. Whoops. Make it easier, I think. Here, maybe I can do them without the take your pick tool. I'll try. This is the slowest part of crafting, is dimensionals and putting them everywhere. And peeling the backers off takes the longest time, and it's worth it, but it does take forever. And then they stick to you, everything. Okay, that one, this one doesn't have one off. This one, oh, and while I'm at it, I'll do my sentiment. Okay, all right, I think these are probably adhered enough. Let's do our lovely. Our lovely will go in the center. It's a lovely day. Okay, so right here. And I'm going to do my little bar magnet. Okay. And let's see, orange flowers are up here. So I did the largest one there. Let's find the other orange one. Here it is. Smallest one over here on the left, and medium one here on the right. Maybe those two are pretty close to the same color. Okay. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to do the large one here on this one, just so that we cover less of the word lovely. Let's see, this is the little baby cloud cover. I'm going to do the smallest green one here, and just because we have our word lovely there. And then here's cloud cover big, cloud cover medium. Okay. And we need to add it's a lovely day. Okay, and then one more bow. And this one I think I'm going to do a smaller bow. Plus I'm almost out. I'm out. Perfect. Look at that. It's like it was meant to be. Ribbon scissors. It's like it was meant to be. Get all this garbage out of the way. Okay, and glue dots. They are here somewhere. Here they are. Okay, and that just goes right here. And I will show you where I put the gems. So here's the sample card. And we've got some gems here, some here. I did the cloud cover and the secret sea on here. But I think you could do the timid tiger too, since we have flowers in the timid tiger. Okay. So isn't that so cute? I think this one is my favorite card. Now you could use your Wink of Stella and Stella up these flowers. That would be pretty. You could Stella them. That would make them really cute. Make them pop. You could Stella the word lovely. You could Stella all your flowers, really. It's hard to see on camera, but you guys know what Stella does in real life, right? How pretty it is. Wink of Stella. Okay, guys. You let me know what your favorite one is. I will lay them out for you. You let me know. I think mine is definitely this fourth one. I really like the 3 different flowers. So that's why I think it's my favorite. Let me throw this away. Okay, so here is card 4. Here was card 3. Here is card 2. And here is card 1. Okay, so which one is your favorite? Let me know, or leave a comment if you're watching on replay. You can stella all this stuff up. You could also do glossy accents. This is glossy accents. I like to use it a lot. You could do that on some of the flowers to make them have texture. You could add glitter to any of them to make them have another pop. Okay, so these cards are so pretty. They're some of my favorites. All right, you guys want to see Milo? We'll bring him over. Yeah, you know what time it is, don't you? You do know what time it is. You do. All right, I'll flip the camera and I'll get Milo here. Hi, buddy. You get to have snacks twice in one day? Twice in one day? I love the chair. Oh boy, Milo, how lucky are you? 2 snacks in one day. Oh, Jean likes all of them. Jean, I think you emailed me too, so I will email you all. Okay, let's see. There you are, Milo. Where are you? There you are. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi. How was your nap? It was short, huh? It was a short nap. You want some more snacks? We don't have a helper this evening. Okay, sit. Oh, good boy. That's a good baby. Come on, have a nice kiss. Mwah. Good boy. You're so cute. You're so cute and so hungry. Oh, you're a big hungry bear. You're a big hungry bear, aren't you? Okay, good boy. Good boy, Milo. All right, Milo always has to make a cameo at the end of every class. So, oh, you like all of them too. I know, it's really hard to pick. I really like these flowers. Oh, there goes Milo. He's gonna lay down under here. Good boy, Bubby. Good boy. I really like all of these flowers. They stamp really pretty. And I know we always say Stampin' Up! Always has more flower sets and more flower sets, but if you're on the fence about this one and you aren't sure, it is a really pretty one. It's one of my favorites. You know, I think recently in the past we had like, what's the other one that was really popular? I think it was an online exclusive. Translucent Florals or something like that. I can't remember. I like it more than that one, is my point. That's the point I'm trying to make. So I like the layering, when you can layer the stamps with the different colors and make your stamp or whatever, make your image look more dimensional. So I really like this one. So we will be live again for class. I think it's Sunday night, and I can't remember if it's 8 or 8:30 for the in color class. So we're going to make 5 cards. They're all the same. So I think what I will do is I will have everything prepped except for 1 card, because you make 1 card and then you just repeat the steps on every other card. So you don't need to watch me do every single card. So I'll probably do all of them except for 1 of them, or maybe I'll do 1 step on each card or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But each card is the same way. Do a notes and totes class? Yes. So I think for July, Jean, I think July will be Turtley Cute and then notes and totes, I think is what I have. And then I think August is going to be, I have it written down, more messages, and there's a new tractor, a cute tractor coming out. So I thought maybe we would do that one. Otherwise, there's another cute bundle. Is it called like Taking Notes or something that's going to be coming out? And it's got really cute die cuts, like little paper clips, and you can make it look like it's a notebook page. So I was thinking, yeah, July, Turtley Cute and Notes and Totes. And then August, More Messages, which the More Messages one is really fun. It's where it's all one stamp, but it's got like 10 or 12 different sentiments, and you stamp them all at once. So I thought that would be fun. So I thought More Messages and Turtly cute. And then August, I think, is the tractor. Or maybe, no, yeah. August was More Messages and the tractor. July is Turtly cute and Notes and Totes. I'm so good. We're talking about the end of summer here. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, right? Let's enjoy the summer. But Notes and Totes is a great summer bundle, and I wish they had beach DSP to go with it. I really would like to make some beach cards, so we'll just have to make our own beaches. Maybe instead of DSP, we'll do something else for that, for that bundle. So to try to, like, maybe we'll do some of the two-tone cardstock or something like that to try to do something different. You know, we could tear it. It has a white core, so we could tear it for waves or the sky or something like that. So I think we can get around not having a beach DSP, but I really wish we did. And the Ocean Friends DSP, I do have a lot of that, so maybe I can get some Ocean Friends DSP. I have to see how much I have left. I don't know that I want to do those colors for class, so we'll see. But we'll find something. Okay? All right, well, that's what I have for you guys tonight. Milo left and then came back again. So the kids are up. It's 9:30 here in Wisconsin, but it's summer, and the children are running amok upstairs. I can hear them. I don't know what they're doing. So I better go check on them before they get in even more trouble. I'm sure they're just in the pantry eating snacks and Oreos and whatever else, you know, they're not supposed to be doing. So, okay, all right, well, thanks for watching with me tonight, guys. I know there's a lot going on. It's a Wednesday, and lots of other people are live tonight. So if you were able to join me live, I so appreciate it. Otherwise, if you are watching on replay, I appreciate you also, and I hope to catch you live next time. So thanks, guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you in just a few days, okay? All right, take care. Milo says bye, too. We'll see you later. Good night.